Okay, hello. Hi, Gali and Mariah. Hi, hi,
Hello,
hi.
hello.
Hi,
Very
everyone.
can you?
Okay, so we are online. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, perfect connection.
Excellent, excellent. So we are online and we're going to talk today about relationships, about creating relationship, about expanding relationship, about fixing relationship, and a lot about destroying relationships.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
But before that, maybe why don't you each give us a few words about you, so people that don't know you will have some kind of reality about yourself.
yes, go ahead. You start.
Okay. Um, I'm American. I'm from Florida, but I moved to South Africa 7 years ago to be with Gal and the rest of the Ezra family.
So
And
now you are Jewish.
yes, and we got married on March 1st, right before the lockdown. And so yeah, we're a few months strong.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
How
made it
long?
through COVID, so we can make it through anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long you been together?
5 years and 8 months, 9 months,
Oh yeah.
something like that.
Oh yeah. So
Almost
Oh,
six
wow.
years
to Cape Town,
altogether.
So 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a while.
And Gali, tell me about you. I don't know you.
Yeah, yeah. You don't know me. We met recently when I was born, and I'm your son, and I was born in Cape Town, grew up in the US. Obviously, my parents, you are Israeli, my mom is Israeli, and I have lived in Cape Town now again for the last 9 years.
Wow.
And I do various things entrepreneurially. I have an events company, and I have a finance business, and a few other things as well. And I met Mariah through you. You are our matchmaker.
Yep.
You were Cupid, and that's how it all was. It all happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're also starting now to do a public speaker and a coach, and we're starting to work on that as well.
Yes, exactly. It's very exciting.
Yes. So very soon we'll have you delivering seminars and so on.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we see, just before we continue, I see Pedro here, and Pedro just have a new baby. So congratulations,
Congratulations
Pedro.
on all the photos.
Yeah.
All the photos.
So precious.
Beautiful.
Yes, so nice, so nice. And Nomi is here, and Lyndon, and I'm sure there are many more people on Instagram that we cannot see right now. So welcome everyone. And Mariah, why don't you start with the first question? We're going to talk about relationships.
Okay, my first question is, so friendships, relationships, even coworkers, like working relationships, they start off so strong and so great, and then it's like sometimes the more time that passes by, the love isn't there anymore. How does that
Yeah.
happen? How does that happen?
Okay. So there are a few things to understand about relationship before actually answering that question. And I think the first most important thing to understand about relationships is that the most important thing in life is relationship. They are responsible for your health. They define how healthy you will be. They define how happy you will be. And even they define how Jewish you will be, how wealthy you will be. Yes? So it's all about relationships. Now, it's not what I am saying. It's actually a study that has been, it's probably the longest going study ever. And it's going over 75 years, more than 75 years. And it's just unbelievable study. Okay. Number two to know about relationship is that relationship, to be a relationship, they must be pure. They must be clean. The moment that you dirty the relationship stop being a relationship. They become something They become a war. The next thing to know about relationship is that relationship is actually kind of a connection between people. And if they break because someone broke the line. Okay, someone broke this thing. It didn't just break by itself. Relationship do not just break by themselves. Because people want to be in a relationship, and when the relationship is broken, it's a created thing.
Yeah.
So the connection is done, it's been created, the breakage been done, has been done positively. Now there are four reasons for those connections to be broken. But the problem with those reasons, and the problem with the most important reason, is that people cannot recognize them. It's just an impossibility of people to recognize them. And as much as you explain to people what that reason is, it's very difficult for people to recognize it. And even if they logically recognize it, when it comes to them, they say, yes, it's true, but not in my case.
Mm-hmm.
And once you will understand how it works, if you will understand the mechanism, you will actually restore your ability to find the real source of the problem. So the reason relationship break is because there is a relationship destroyer. There's a relationship destroyer. Now, most of the time when relationship break, people find looking for why they got broken. They're looking for the reason why. And the mistake is that why do not fix relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Who fix relationships? It is who is the relationship destroyer, not why it was broken. But it is, as I said, totally unreal for people. They don't believe that this is the actual reason. So they continuously tell you why the relationship was broken. It was broken because I never loved her to start with.
Right.
My father forced me to marry her. You know, I had this guy that I actually loved him, and I really loved him, but I had no choice. So I married this other guy. And they tell you all of this weird thing, and they believe in it. And I will explain later on how come that you really believe in it and so on. But the things to know that if your relationship has been destroyed, you have to know that there's a relationship destroyer, and it's not all the whys, but it's the who. Now, how do we know for sure that it's not the whys but the who? Because the problem is not being solved.
Yeah.
If the problem is not being solved, you're trying to solve the wrong problem.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
How do you...
Just before we continue, let me just say quick hi.
Yeah.
So we have Vijaya, and we've got Aaron here. Hello, and Marcel, and Nomi says wow, and Bonnie is here, and Facebook users, and Pedro said thank you, and Swapna, yes, and Swapna say hi to you guys.
Hi.
Yes, here we go. There's lots of messages. Everyone loves you. Gal and Mariah, as you can
We love
see.
you guys.
Yes.
Chai is here.
Oh, even Chai is part of this.
Yeah.
Yes. He wants to learn about relationships.
Yeah.
Toys.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. So, any other questions?
Yeah. So, well, you were saying, so the issue is the who, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? I mean, so like, how do you find the who or the what next type thing?
Yeah. So what is this person doing? You can think about that person as someone that put poison into this body that's called a relationship. You can look at the relationship as a body, and someone inject a poison, and you don't know that he inject the poison, and you get sick. and you don't know, science did not find yet that there are germs and so on, so you get sick, and you think that you are sick because the gods are upset.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
And that's really what happened. Now, what kind of poison this guy have, and we will go much more into it. So basically what I want to do is to turn this thing into a whole series of interview like that, and actual webinars, free webinars where people can learn more about relationships, because relationships are so important. So today we'll go in the half an hour that we have, or 20 minutes that we have, just on we'll touch on a few things. But the kind of poison that people do or use, they will come to you and start to talk about another person, gossip. They will lie. They will tell you half truth. They will do all kind of things. For example, I'll give you an example. I had a friend when I was young. He started in the army a relationship with this girl, and they just started the relationship, and everything was amazing, and things were like unbelievable. They love each other. Everything was perfect. And all of a sudden, he come to me and he says, I don't know. She doesn't want to talk to me. At that time, there was no cell phones. Yes. So she doesn't want to talk to me. She's really distant. She's cold. It's not the same person. It's just not the same person. And I said, well, this is a relationship destroyer. And he says, what do you mean? It's just us. I said, there is a relationship destroyer. And he says, no, it cannot be. I said, go, talk to her. So he went and he talked to her, and she said, no, there's no relationship and not destroyer. I just don't like you. I don't like you anymore. It's normal. The chemistry has ended. We had chemistry, and now someone turned the faucet of chemical off, and there's no more flow of chemistry. Yeah. So there's no chemistry. So he came to me and says, no, the chemistry is off. So I said, okay, fine. Let's go and talk to her together. So we went and we sat together in the army restaurant. It's like a place where you eat together. And we started to talk, and I asked her, so tell me, what's going on? And she said, well, as I told your friend, the chemistry finished. I said, okay, yes, I understand. But did anyone tell you something about him? And she said, no. I said, have a look. Did anyone tell you something about him? And she said, no. 100% no. And it's not the reason, because I'm telling you, it's the chemistry. Everyone knows that love is a chemistry. Mm-hmm. And I said, but have a look. And she said, look, I'm telling you, no one told me anything about him. Of course, even his friends actually can tell you that he is not exactly okay. I said, what do you mean even his friend tells you? He said, well, I don't want to talk behind the back of someone else, but his best friend told me that he is going with a lot of girls, and I'm not the only one. Now we find the destroyer. And I started, tell me more about that. And she said, well, everyone knows, and I'm not the only one that knows, everyone talk about it, that he's going with all the girls. Because he looked good and everything, and all the girls is with him. And when we started to pull more, we found out that he's not going with any girls, and he's not talking to anyone. And this guy was in love with her and wanted her, so he dirtied the relationship, so she will leave him. So he closed the chemicals, so she will leave him, and he started to put his chemicals in her.
Yeah.
So that's what actually happened. The relationship destroyer. There's always someone like that.
Right.
Always. There is a relationship destroyer, but you will never be able to recognize it. Mm-hmm. And of course, the question is why? Why no one can recognize him? Why people cannot recognize the destroyer? That's really the question. And I think to understand that, I want to draw something for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's explain what's actually happened. Let's say that there is a person A here. Okay? This is a person A. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a bit skewed. This person A.
Definitely
And
had vegetable dinners recently.
Yeah.
and this is a person B, okay? And they are in love. They have this clean connection between them. There's nothing in between them, okay?
Right.
Now imagine that there is here a destroyer that come and put in the middle something that dirty the line. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The question is why this person A would not simply say, hey, it's nothing, you just dirtied the line. Yes? Why person A start to attack person B? Okay? To understand that, you need to understand that you always want to be cause. You always want to be cause. Okay? You always want to be cause. You don't want to be effect. If someone punch you, you don't like it. If someone tell you what to do, you say, don't tell me what to do. Yes? You always want to be cause. Okay?
Okay.
When the destroyer gave you the poison, if you did not push the poison away on the spot, what happened is you take on yourself the poison. You think it is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Because you didn't push it. If someone smoke drugs and you think, you don't say to him, look, it's not okay, you think that you want it. If someone start to eat bad food or start to smoke, at the beginning he knows that it's not okay, but he's not pushing the smoking away. So now he explained to you why the smoking not affecting him, why the smoking is not bad for him, why he's not addicted. It is exactly like that. When someone come to you and you did and say Mariah is blah blah blah, if you did not push it immediately on the spot, no way, I don't hear it, and go to Mariah and tell her that it's happened, what will happen, because you want to be cause, you will start to justify why it's okay to smoke. Why is it okay to eat bad food? Why is it okay to think why Mariah is like that? So now anything that Mariah will do, you will explain why what she's doing. It's a proof that what you think that she's bad. So anything that she will do will become a proof to you that she's bad.
Yeah. So the question though is, obviously people want, so you don't want to let the poison in, but how do you handle it in a way that also, because you want to stop it, right? But at the same time, there's an element of how much, if I go and now I say somebody to Mariah and I say, your best friend just mentioned this and that to me, do I have to? Because maybe it'll just create even more big deal out of everything and a problem.
You have to, because the only problem with smoking is not saying not to smoking first time. The only problem with drug is you don't say not to drug. So someone gives you,
you have to say no. Can you say no to to yourself type thing? Can you handle yourself?
No, because what happened is when you say no to yourself, it is sitting there dormant. Yes, it's sitting there dormant with you. Okay, because you said no to yourself, and the relationship will seems to be okay. And then one day, you will do something that you will consider is not okay with Mariah. Now, you and Mariah was, let's say that this is you. Let's say that this is you and this is Mariah. And you were both were very good communication. You are right. Everything is wonderful. Now, one day you did something that you consider is not okay. Now, you don't want to be not okay. You want to make Mariah immediately wrong. Yes? Now you will find fault with Mariah's. You will find any weapons that you can get to find fault with Mariah. So what's the fault that you will find? You will bring this thing in to be the weight that will push Mariah down. I knew you would say, I knew she's like that. I always knew. You don't know from where you know, but you knew she was like that. The day that I met her, I knew she's like that. And everyone told me, no one told you, one guy told you. And everyone told me, and I was stupid not to recognize it. But I knew she's like that. Now, once you say, I knew, it's yours. What's the problem with that? This guy is gone from your mind because now you knew. You understand? So the problem with this destroyer is you now don't see him. And because you don't see him, you will justify why it's okay. If you start to eat bad food, did you notice that you have justification for why it's okay to eat bad food?
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
You just keep doing it. If you take any person that's doing drugs, they will tell you how they are not addicted and why it's good.
Yeah.
And they will find fault. Oh, it's because of my childhood. It's because of my this. It's because of my that. If someone failed in business, if a relationship broke, they will have a lot of why, reason. Reason is never the source of the problem of relationship. Reason is the source of machine breakdown. Relationship breakdown has only who as the source for the breakdown, never why. Machine breakdown because of a reason. The screw was too weak, so it broke. Relationship breaks only because someone came and poisoned the relationship. Now, how do you handle it? How do you spot it, etc., etc.? I will teach later, not right now. But what you need to know right now is that the only reason a relationship breaks is because of who, never, ever why. And the more you look for why, the worse the relationship will get.
Yeah.
A lady came to me. She's one of my clients. Okay, so she came to me, and she's married to her husband, I don't know, 40 years, and she came to me with the book of crimes of the husband. She collected the book of crimes, all the bad things he's done. And I've listened, and she is like super critical of the husband. And I decided to talk to the husband, so I picked up the phone and talked to the husband, and I got totally different story, but totally different story. And they were fighting and wanting to kill each other, and they were willing to kill their children in the process, not physically kill them, but cause them a lot of problems, etc. And at the end, we fixed the relationship because we found that she has a lover that is the best friend of the husband. And not only that she has a lover that is the best friend, but that best friend for a few years poisoned her about the husband. And when we look at all the things that she was sure is the husband, eventually she realized that each one of those things, the lover told her.
Wow.
Now, everyone will think that, not in my case. When my relationship broke, it was different. And if you think like that, it is a guarantee that there is a who.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's quite unbelievable. You really have to get this idea that it's always a who and never why. And this is the problem with fixing relationship, because you go to a relationship expert and you talk to them and you want to fix the relationship, and he's someone that really wants to help you, and he's looking for why. And what happened, a couple got to someone, and what they have is a competition of who will convince the mediator that the other person is more wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the source is not actually in the room. The source is someone hidden.
Wow.
So what you have is you say, hidden, if it was so true and you had the source of the problem will go away.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the basic principle. If you have the actual source of the problem cannot continue. The problem goes away. So if the problem continue after you, in a special genius moment, decided why she's wrong, probably it wasn't the best genius moment.
Mhm. Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
More questions.
Do you have more about that?
Let me ask people if they have any questions. The people that are with us on the chat. So we've got Pedro and Vishal. Whoa, Vishal is here, and he said, "Hi, very powerful knowledge with beautiful people." I agree, definitely beautiful.
Thank you.
Especially Mariah, unbelievably beautiful. Yes, the most. And Chai, look at Chai.
Yeah.
Is he not beautiful? Amazing.
So
Yes, and Gali is not beautiful. Gali is perfect.
yes.
Mwah.
He's a diamond.
He's a diamond. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, and we've got Chase with us, and we've got Nicole and Roberto, and we've got lots of people that actually commenting and
Hi,
So-
and hi to everyone.
Yes.
yes.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and the last one, the last 1 month have learned much from you. That's Camille. Nice.
So nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so before we going into the next question, I want to tell everyone that I'm going to have a totally free webinar where I will teach all the 12 different types of poisons that the relationship destroyer use to destroy relationships. That 12 different type of poisons. If you will know how to recognize them, and if you will have the antidote, you will see that they won't affect you. Even if someone will give you the poison, you will be able to fix it. And I'm going to do it in a series of free webinars, totally free webinars that called How to Start, Grow, and Fix Any Relationship. And it will be on Sunday. It will start on Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday.
4th, October the 4th, I think
October the 4th. Okay, so Sunday, October the 4th, and you can register by going to www.meirezra.com/relationship, and it's on the screen. And you will get answers that are totally different. As you notice, the answers that I give is not the usual answers; they're different. So register. It will really help you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So will that be good for the single person, with a person that like who? Is it just for relationships, or like?
It's good for any person. It's number one good for if you want to fix the relationship with yourself, because the same principle. You have someone, you have a who that told you something about you that you took as truth.
Right.
Wow.
So you need to spot who was it, and not what he said. Who?
Right.
Who? And once you spot it and you'll know how to handle it, once you get the antidote, it's not a problem. And you will see that all of a sudden you have huge potential and very, very low results. You have a who that makes sure that your results are low, because the relationship with yourself is broken. If you have a problem with at your work, between you and your boss, you and your partners, you and your employees, same story.
Yes.
If you have a problem with your husband, exactly the same story. If you have a problem with your wife, there's an exception. No, I'm joking.
I knew there was a
That's
reason
normal.
why I signed up for this.
Yeah.
So if you have a
And
problem,
free. Is it free for people to sign up?
it's totally free.
Okay. It is a free.
100% free.
Okay.
It's probably going to be, each webinar will be about an hour and a half, something like that. It's going to be on Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 4 p.m. South Africa time. Israel, it's 5 p.m. South Africa time. Israel time. Totally free, 100% free. The most unbelievable data you ever encounter about relationship. It's
Amazing.
like unbelievable, amazing. So before we're finishing, we are almost done.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions?
On this subject or on a totally different one?
Any subject, anything you want to ask from relationship or anything else, anything.
Maybe I'll do. Yeah, I have a question for you. So we have a podcast on the subject of relationships, as you know, called.
Very amazing podcast. The
Thank you.
We
best.
reference you a lot.
We do reference you a lot. It's called The Adventure Continues, and it's a podcast about all types of relationships as well. And the latest episode was an episode where we talked all about the subject of jealousy.
Mhm.
All kinds of different forms of jealousy, because there can be jealousy between lovers, but you have sometimes in a workplace, maybe somebody got hired and you wanted the job, so you're jealous of them, or friends are jealous of friends, or whatever. So what is your take on the subject of jealousy?
Okay, so let's look at the word jealousy. Okay, what actually jealousy means is that a person decide that he is not himself, and so because you know your potential are amazing, you know you yourself are, you are 100% know that you're amazing. Yes, when you are jealous, before you can get jealous, you need to decide that you are not you, but you are someone that someone else told you that you are, the destroyer. And because you start to look at life from the viewpoint of the destroyer, you think that you are less than someone else. And so by being jealous, you actually making the other person bigger.
Wow.
That's really fascinating. Jealousy is the manifestation when the spirit said sayonara and left the whole mechanism of control of the emotion to the entities, to someone other than itself. It's a whole subject of why jealousy actually happened, and it can happen only when you left, and you will see that everything is okay. You go, I'm married to my wife, everything is okay, and all of a sudden something kicks in that I stop being me and I start to be jealous. And sometimes people are not themselves to start with, they're jealous to start with because they're not themselves. When you are you are not, you cannot be jealous. Why? Because jealousy is admission of an inability to create.
I love it. That's very good.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so that's amazing. So if you have that feeling, it's such a strong feeling. Now, how do you, what would be the first aid you would give to someone? Like they start to feel that. How do you like snap back their self-confidence or just help them for a moment?
Okay, good. So there's two things to do, okay? Number one is to sit down and to make a list of what could be worse than what you're worried about. Yes, that's number one. What could be worse than what you're worried about? And you will see that the situation is not so bad. It will put you into proportion.
Yeah.
So when you get this jealousy, you are confused because it's not you. You are not in control. And by giving yourself something to compare, something worse, you will see that you are not in such a bad condition, and you will come back. You will take control. That's number one. And once you realize that the situation is not as bad as it seems, you then need to look at the situation and say, what are facts that you can prove? What are your opinions that you cannot prove? And what are lies? So you make a table of facts, opinions, and lies. Facts, opinions, and lies. If you write it down, you will see that the facts will be separated from opinions and lies, and the facts will give you back your control.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, that's really good.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really, really like that.
good. No extra charge.
No, oh, good. Thank you. Family discount.
Yeah, family discount.
I love it. Okay, I think, did you have any questions or?
I mean, we have our list of questions.
We
but-
do. How tight? Well, I think we're tight on time, so we have to do it again.
You can ask more questions if you want. We're not
Yeah.
really tight on time. If you want to ask something specific, not a problem.
Okay, let's see. We'll do one more, and unless you have any ones that came to mind.
Okay, you can ask this one because also that's the one you wrote.
Yeah, no. So do you have one? That totally different.
No,
than do you have in
I
mind?
forgot because we had that written down.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
But that's that one.
No,
That
no,
one's
no, no.
interesting.
There's.
Let's see what Chai is saying.
Yeah. What does Chai want to know?
Try once.
Yeah.
Or treats and cuddle.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
one's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What would be your advice or for people like couples in relationships that want to work together, or should they not? How do they make it work?
Okay. I would say that the best thing and the worst thing that can happen to a couple is to work together. Why? I'll start with the worst thing. The worst thing is because if a couple will work together and the relationship is not handled, all the relationship destroyer has not been moved, it will be a nightmare on steroids. And the best thing it is if they are really in good relationship and they are really good friends,
Yeah.
then it will be the best thing. Because
I'm just sorry. I'm just gonna pause you for a moment. You can keep going. I'm gonna plug the laptop in. Keep going. I'm listening.
no problem. No problem. So I think that the business you do only with friends. Only with friends. If someone is not your friend, don't do business with him. Business you do only with friends, good friends, very, very good friends. All my clients, all my suppliers are very, very good friends of mine. And if not, I don't do business with them. So business you do with good friends. The best friends supposed to be your wife, your family. And if you go to work with your wife and it does not work, it means that the relationship is already been destroyed.
Right.
It's just hidden, but the relationship has been destroyed. So you need to fix the relationship. So if you do decide to work together, it will work. But if you want to work with your husband or your wife, I would make sure before I start that you really learn all there is to learn about relationship. Do the full relationship course, not just the introductory that I'm going to do, the free one. There's a whole full relationship, professional relationship course. You do the professional relationship course, and then you can work with anyone, because you will see that you will be able to make anyone into your friend. You will be immune against relationship destroyers. Just totally immune. Yeah.
Amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so we have to do this
there-
again, and we have to have another live, and because
Maybe
there's so
next
many
week.
questions. I have 10 questions based on that last conversation alone, that last topic alone. But
Wow.
we'll do more.
Okay, good. So maybe next week we'll do another one if you are still. When are you flying out?
In about a week, but we might be able to. We'll see, and if not, we'll do the week after.
Okay, good. So we'll do more. And just before we finish, thank you for everyone that joined us.
Yes, thank you.
Use great insight. People have really, really nice comments. Beautiful couple. Yes, I
Thank you.
agree. And it is so nice, the connection you have as a family. That's very true. Very true. The only problem with our family, it's very difficult to say goodbye. Every goodbye takes an hour.
True.
Mariah
Mariah
calls
learned the
Jewish,
hard.
yeah, Jewish goodbye.
Yeah.
Avi Budara, hi, how are you? Yes, so we have lots of people here. Thank you very much for joining. Gali and Mariah, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
I
And,
love you and love you and love you. Thank you for
and
this. Great.
Yes.
yeah, okay. So let me say bye-bye and hold on. We will end with a wow.